Hey y'all, it's Corey with Everyday Man, doing everyday reviews for everyday people. So I finally broke down and bought some new tires, and if anybody was curious if 35s will fit on a Ram 2500 without issues, I'm here to tell you they will, and we'll talk about it right after this. When I was shopping for tires for this truck, I knew I wanted something aggressive looking to fit the look of the Cummins D's with a 4x4. And I knew that I didn't want anything real loud. This is my family vehicle. I take this vehicle on trips. I take it all over. This is what we drive on a daily basis. And I've had mud tires in the past. I've had the Nitto mud grapplers. I've had the Nitto Terra grapplers on a little Jeep Wrangler that I had. And these tires were so extremely loud. I sounded like a little airplane. I sounded like a Cessna coming down the road. And I knew that's something I didn't want for this Ram. This is, like I said, my daily driver, and I wanted something quiet. And I believe that's what I found with these Ridge Grapplers. Now, this is the 295 65/20s Nitto Ridge Grapplers. Now, these tires actually have the metric size, I guess you could call it, and they're actually stamped with the inch size as well. They're 35 by 11 and a halves. And as you can see, they fit on this truck nicely. There was no need for me to put a 2.5 inch leveling kit on or anything. They fit well. There's no rubs, no problems, no anything. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna take you riding the truck. We're gonna let you listen to it, and we're gonna talk about the way it drives, the way it handles. And so let's do it. Let's go for a ride. Let's talk about the Ridge Grapplers. They drive really well. My experience with mud tires in the past with my Jeep Wrangler was with mud tires, the handling of the vehicle got really squirrely. It rode rough, it was all over the road. I was a bit concerned with these Ridge Grapplers that I was gonna be doing the same thing with this Ram. And like I said previously, I drive this thing everywhere. I put thousands and thousands of miles on it, and I wanted something that would drive good and drive quietly. Doing 55 miles an hour, and I'm sure all you can hear is the air conditioner. The slightest of hums is barely perceivable while driving. You're not gonna notice it over stock unless you're sitting here in the quiet, turn your air conditioner off. Other than that, you're really not gonna notice it. And like I said, they drive really well. We live in a very wet environment down here in Southeast Louisiana, and it rained all weekend. I didn't drive it much this weekend, but I did drive on some wet roads, and they handled just fine. I was a bit concerned with the wet handling characteristics of these tires, and they did just fine. I didn't have any issues. I never felt the least bit unsafe. I did drive through some standing water at highway speeds, and not any issues, no hydroplaning or anything like that. Now, as far as dry conditions, they do really well. They drive just like my factory tires would. As far as their off-road performance, I have not put it off-road yet. I do own some property, some hunting land in Mississippi, so this truck will see four-wheel drive on a fairly regular basis during the weekend, during the winters, during hunting season. It's not strictly a pavement princess, so I will be updating you with that. But that being said, I've had the factory tires on this truck for 3 years now, and they did not do well in wet grass. So I have to imagine these are going to be a 100% improvement. But like I said, as far as the driving, as far as the noise these tires make, they are really excellent, and they're really hard to beat. So these tires do come rated I think it's the load rating 127 E1, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I believe that's what they are. So they are rated for the towing capacity and the load range of this heavy duty truck. And that's also a big plus. Sometimes mud tires can be hard to find for a heavy duty vehicle. So my truck does retain its towing capacity, its weight capacity, everything. I've not lost anything with them. I have lost a couple of miles per gallon with it, 2 or 3 at the most, which I was expecting. The factory tires were a 33-inch tire by 10. These are 35 by 11 and a half. So I knew off the bat I was going to lose some mileage. But it's not nearly as extreme as I thought it would be. As far as the power loss in the vehicle, you would think a taller tire I would experience some loss. Well, I'll be honest with you. This Cummins 800 foot-pounds of torque, I have not noticed any loss of power at all in the pickup truck. It really drives just as well as it did with the factory tires. So I will say right now, first impressions, I'm 100% happy with them. Now, there is no mileage guarantee on these tires, but from everything I'm reading, people are getting 50 or 60,000 miles out of these tires, which will be much better than the factory tires. This truck's got 60,000 miles on it, and I've been through 2 sets of factory tires already. So hopefully these will do much better. So let's go ahead and get parked and we'll do a wrap on this video. For those of you that don't know, if you are putting a bigger tire on, I didn't mention this while we were driving. If you do put a bigger tire than factory, your speedometer will be off. Mine is off 2 to 3 miles an hour at most at 75 miles an hour. I use Waze in my truck so I can quickly look at that and see my speed, and it's not even enough to concern me with my speedometer. Now, I don't want to be all sunshines and rainbows with these tires. Although I do like them and I think they look great on my truck, I ordered a set from Custom Offsets. I ordered a set of 4 brand new tires, and when I went to get them mounted, I found out that I had 3 new tires and 1 that had previously been mounted. There was a mark on the tire above a defect in the bead of the tire. And the gentleman that was mounting my tires let me know that he could not guarantee that that tire would hold air. So I'm very disappointed that Nitto would let something like that go out of their door. Now, I understand they can't look at every tire. But a company like Custom Offset, somebody as big as that, I would think they would have somebody QCing their stuff on the way out. And since it did come from their shop and it had previously been mounted and marked, I would have to assume that they knowingly sent that out. But I'm talking with them right now on how to resolve the issue, and that'll be another video for another day. So I love the tires. I cannot say for 100% that Nitto is the best company on earth. They sent out a flawed tire. But like I said before, I've had several sets of Nittos on my Jeep Wrangler. I've had several sets of Nittos on my wife's Dodge Durango, and we've always been very happy with them, aside from the extremely loud noise on the mud tires, which is understandable. But these, I think, are going to be a great tire. In fact, I'm leaving in 2 days. I'm leaving Friday to go from here where I live in South Louisiana to Utah. I'm going to Moab, Utah, and bringing my side-by-sides. So I'm going to be pulling a 4,000-pound trailer with 2 side-by-sides on it with 4,000 pounds of weight. So I'm going to be pulling a little over 8,000 pounds, almost 3,000 miles. So when I get back from that, I want to give you guys an update on how these did, and I'm really hoping they do well. And like I said, I will be doing an update with what Custom Offsets did for me. I'll be doing a video on that as well. So guys, if you like the comment, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And until next time, I'll see y'all on Everyday Man.